What's up, everyone? My name is Brian Thomas. I'm a New York City-based filmmaker and photographer, and this is my podcast. Check, mic check.
Yep.
He's a very good friend of mine, leading Broadway man, and I'm so honored that he came to my studio and gave me this long interview about his life, about what it's like to be Filipino in a white-dominated field. And I hope it inspires you, because watching it now and watching the edited version sure inspired me. Even though I edited, I'm like, wow, I'm really proud of him. He's really come a long way. He's really overcome a lot of obstacles. And I'm really proud to have him be my first episode. So I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know what you think. And without further ado, Devin Ilaw. As an Asian man, man of color, what is your biggest fear or obstacle?
As an Asian man, as a man of color, my biggest fear or obstacle is being myself. I feel like often we've been put into boxes and categories that we have to check. And if I ever tried to just be who I am with all my flaws and differences, that I don't necessarily fit into a box, and so I don't fit anywhere. That's a fear and an obstacle. Yeah, myself.
Brilliant. Have you ever been a victim of lateral oppression in your community? And if so, do you want to share, or is it?
What's lateral oppression?
It's like brown people hating on brown people in your own community. You know, like, I know like certain Filipinos, if you're dark.
Got it. I got it. Have I ever been a victim of lateral oppression? That's the question. In my own community?
Yeah. Or any comment that you want to make on it. Doesn't have to be necessarily just about you.
So, lateral oppression, racism within the Asian community, abso-fucking-lutely. As a Filipino American, I think our culture, thanks to colonialism, has adopted a lot of colorism and a lot of, it is a privilege to be light-skinned. And you are oppressed if you are a darker Filipino. That's just within the Filipino community. Then you take a step outside, and then within the Asian community, there is this, well, you're a Filipino, so you're a jungle Asian. You work in the farms. You're not an indoor Asian. So I think racism is such a broad term, because not only do you have colors and colorism, but you have culture and you have ethnicities and you have colonialism. And yeah, I myself have been a victim of it, being someone that actually gets dark in the summer and is a light skin pretty much throughout the year, as well as someone who's a first generation American. So some people say that I'm not Filipino enough or Asian enough. Yeah. And so it's really challenged me to be more open and accepting of others, because I don't like the way people oppress me. How's that?
I'm just searching for truth. People's truth. Okay. As a leading man, a leading Asian man on Broadway, what advice would you give up-and-coming Black and brown youth that want a career in the arts?
Fuck all of it. Go in, be your fucking self, be different, make the choice that they don't want to see or that you think they don't want to see. Because that's what I want to see. And if that's what I want to see, then that's the choice that someone else wants to see out there. So break the norms, shatter all the stuff. You know what? If you don't get that job, they will remember you and put you on the list for another job. And that is going to be better for you. We are already different people. We are already different colors and different humans. And so we don't necessarily fit the mold of what a leading man is. So you know what? We need to create a new mold. We need to be the new mold and be different and be bold and daring and exciting, because if we've learned anything from this shutdown, it's that it is our differences that are going to make us survive. And that's what's going to live on, honestly.
Great. You got me. You shot. That was perfect. Talked earlier, I think just the other day, about shaming and sexual oppression and just the word sex. More about your thoughts on that. My question actually was, do you view sex as just physical, emotional? That might be too personal. So something more about the
No, let's
shaming.
fucking go there. I like that question.
Okay, yeah.
So give me the big question.
Big question was, do you view sex as pure physical, emotional, or both?
Yes, no, and all of the above. I feel like in America especially, that we are conditioned to be shamed for our sexual wants, desires, and carnal needs. It's something that we have to keep hidden, and it's something that only a chosen few get to find out. And yet, if you are someone who celebrates that sex that is about you, that carnality and that carnal want, then you're instantly slut shamed. And I'm not here for that. I think we need to break that. I think we just need to embrace that sex is something that needs to be celebrated and actually taught to our younger generations, because it is so uniquely human, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful physical and emotional act. So there you go. I think I answered the question. It is both physical and mental and emotional. It is something that transcends definition. I think it's something you just need to do. Yeah, I like sex. I like sex a lot. You probably should too.
And tagging on that, do you have a fantasy?
Do I have a fantasy?
Sexual fantasy.
Do I have a sexual fantasy? I think this is kind of a cop-out answer. But as I get older, I think when I was younger, I had sexual fantasies of people who I wanted to sleep with, the things I wanted to do, and done most of them. So as I get older, the thing that I'm recognizing is that sex is sacred, but that doesn't mean it needs to be secret, or that it needs to be kept away or not shared with anyone. I think that my fantasy is all about exploration and pleasure and adventure with another person or persons. And it's about releasing all of your inhibitions and letting go and letting the carnality take over. And that's my fantasy. My fantasy would be sexual abandon and sexual freedom, and no rules and no consequences. Yeah.
Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. I'm back, y'all. I hope you enjoyed Poetic Truth featuring Devin Ilaw. Please subscribe. We have 11 more episodes coming out. Next week is Lex Stone, episode 2, Poetic Truth. This guy's amazing. He's got abs of steel. We actually met him during COVID, working out at the park, and he was so cool. I'm like, you have to come in for one of these things, because I don't know anything about you, but I know you're someone I want to know. He just has that amazingly kind spirit, but yet he looks like he could rip you in half. So he came in and gave us this amazing interview. He talks about being a black man, about racism, about things that he's experienced in his life. And I think everyone should hear this and see this.
I would have to say my biggest struggle is finding peace within myself, peace to accept the world for what it is, and have the world accept me for who I am. That's my biggest struggle. It's an ongoing struggle. I think that we all struggle with different versions of what peace is, but for me, just peace to be one with the earth and the earth to be one with me, I think that is my biggest struggle.
If you like the video and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Right there. Subscribe. I can't do that with my leg. Oh, can't do that anymore.